2 weeks because people were so lazy.
Oh, I don't know. I think I was
not.
named currently, like immediately. I don't know.
No?
I think so.
Well, you look like a Sherry.
Do I look like a Sherry Billy?
Sherry Billy? Yeah.
Sherry Billy?
Hey, guess what? We're in the Pod Lounge and it's Saturday night.
It is. Well, it's Saturday
Saturday. This is Jazz.
And Cher.
And you are with, thank you again, Giving Up the Ghost.
Bum, bum, bum.
Winnipeg's first and only paranormal podcast. We are here to explore, delight, entertain, scare. We want to make you shit your pants.
Bullshit you? No.
Bullshit? No. Bullshit. How did I say it before? What that guy said always say to me? Dazzle you with brilliance and baffle you with bullshit. No, we don't do that.
We don't baffle.
But we're so glad to be back.
Yeah, we are. That was very busy. We've been road tripping way too much.
So much. We came back off a successful...
Sober road tripping yet.
Wow, hey?
That's just not right.
I didn't even know that was possible.
That's not right at all.
No.
That's evil.
Should have spiked our Slurpees like good old days, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now I thought of it.
Stop at 7 for a hoagie.
A hoagie. Chili dog. Yummy. So again, we're back in the Pod Lounge. We had a very, 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 very good time.
Very good time.
At Doors Open.
Oh yeah, that was super cool.
We were at the Dolvner.
I said cool again. This is my other word now. I went from absolutely to fucking cool now.
So we still, at this point though, we're recording as we always do, a few at a time. The Walker episode will be out on Monday, so that would have been in podcast episodes 2 weeks ago. By the time this comes out, or maybe 3, because we still had that article episode with Kristen.
Yeah.
From Square
I don't
Pigs.
even know. Yeah, that was Square Pigs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, she's got a really cool tour on tonight, but it just started, so we won't make it.
No, we definitely won't make it now.
We've been interviewing some people. Thank you so much to Robin and Cheryl.
Yes, for the phone. I think so. Better look.
I better look.
Yeah, better look.
We've been drinking. Can you tell?
No.
That's okay. It's all right. There's nothing wrong. We are legal.
Yeah,
we
are
way
past legal.
Way past legal.
Way past legal.
If I was any more legal, I'd be illegal. But again, that was great. Thank you to Thomas and Dolvin Art Museum. We plan on being back. We had a lot of really weird things happen.
Yeah.
So many weird things.
I don't know. We're going to have to record more dead time, I think, from now on.
I don't know what was going on there. I would love to go on a sleep. Oh, Cindy. I'm so sorry. That was Cindy we spoke with today.
Yes,
Not Cheryl. I don't know what I was thinking. Again, that was 3 drinks ago. Hello.
Oh, well.
Yeah, so the door's open and many more adventures we have coming up. We want to check things out, go on a tour with Kristen at Square Pigs.
Yeah.
And still looking at Spirits with Spirits. We're just here for the booze tour.
Yeah,
2019. We'll see what goes on. We might visit a few local pubs.
Maybe Fort Garry?
Fort Garry would be good. Maybe.
Got that one person there.
King's Head Pub? Maybe.
Let's go on a jamming night.
Yeah, that'd be cool. There is actually a bar right beside the building that Floodway Printing is in.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to check that out. That'd be uber cool. It's so cool. It's super cool. It's so
super cool.
It's so cool. It should wear a cape. That idea. Dun, dun, dun. And I don't know. Do we have to thank any more people, or should we just get down to the bones?
I don't know. Do we have to thank more people?
I don't know. Jen's fabulous.
Videographer. Thanks for
Thank
videographer
you so much.
for freeing and standing in for me when. Oh, what a busy weekend! That was horrendous.
That's when it's going to happen, of course.
Yeah.
But we do have the video should be up by this time. By the time this episode airs, I actually figured out the video camera. I put in my smart cap and I figured it out.
It's a pretty cool video, though.
Very nice video.
You did get me in a couple of things, though. I could see
I'm sorry.
See, it profiled my beak in one spot.
Oh, please. You're beautiful. Please.
Stop.
You're beautiful to me.
I'm wearing glasses, too.
Yes, I am, and I'm drunk. Cheese drunk.
Yeah, that, too.
Oh, my God.
That was really yummy. I'm full now, too.
Oh, the one other thing I wanted to mention, we just got word yesterday. So cool. We put all over Facebook and yada, yada, yada.
And I'm scared now.
No, we'll be all right. So, this is excellent news. We are actually now accepted to have our show, Giving Up the Ghost podcast, in the podcast collection of iHeartRadio. We should have went...
I can't make it. I have an eye and a heart, but I have no radio emoji.
Get the... Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. But yeah, so like Giving Up the Ghost will now be offered as in their catalog. What the hell, man?
Radio, that was kind of scary.
Shit, I'm scared and happy and excited and
at the same time.
Shit my pants excited.
I'm so happy I could poof.
Faint? No. I'm so happy. I'm so happy I could crap my pants. Speaking of crap my pants, a lot of people have been coming up to me and telling me ghost stories. That's pretty crazy. It's fun. It's a good time.
Yeah.
And
good.
So we wanted to recap. Actually, no, this will be going out. This episode will be going out with the Walker Burton Cummings episode because this will be our preamble.
The preamble.
Preamble. Not
it's
a ramble.
Like a ramble, but it's a pre-ramble.
It's a pre-ramble. Just because we wanted to do the Burton Cummings Theatre justice. Such a beautiful facility, such an old, elegant facility. We were so busy. When Jen was with me, we really didn't get a chance to tell the background, how it ties in with the 1919 general strike. So we have Sherry here with us.
And we have a lot of papers.
Pretty papers. So she's my pod partner. We're going to read a little bit of the background history on how specifically the Walker Theatre was at the forefront and the center. And that's where all the action happened, predating 1919 because the meetings and that started in 1918. And yeah, if it wasn't for the Walker, who knows where they would have met. And so we're going to read some information from that to tie in with our episodes at the Walker. So
very good.
Oh, I need a drink.
Bum, bum, bum. So do I.
Do you want to get a drink while I read this out?
No, I'll have a few more sips by the time you're done.
Okay.
We'll be good for now.
All right.
You chat.
I just grabbed the mic.
I'm going to throw my 2 cents in once in a while.
No, for sure. For sure. You know, you're just so shy and demure.
Throw my pennies in.
What kind of comments would you have? You're just a shy little flower. All right. So basically, the Winnipeg General Strike. That's where the violence erupted, and the city came to a standstill as thousands demanded rights for workers. Basically, the strike. Oh, there's that word. I haven't said that for a while. I'm entitled.
There you go.
The strike that stopped. It's known as the strike that stopped the world and made everyone else in the 19th century stop and take a look at a little rebellious town called Winnipeg. It was at the end of the First World War. Now, the soldiers, they were fighting for freedom, and the soldiers didn't return home to find a better world that they had hoped for. Hard times had settled over Canada and discontentment increased. Now, the following information I got was from Heritage Winnipeg. Thanks, Heritage Winnipeg.
Heritage Winnipeg's awesome.
Love Cindy Tugwell and all the people over there. So it was from their blog spot on the strike, and it goes as follows. As 2019 marks the 100th anniversary of the 1919 Winnipeg General Strike, Heritage Winnipeg is commemorating the year by looking back at the events during the tumultuous period of history that helped shape our city. The 1919 Winnipeg General Strike was the largest general strike in Canadian history.
Really?
It was. With nearly the entire working population of Winnipeg, about 30,000 people, taking to the streets to protest.
That's it. We should all protest.
I think so.
That'd be fun.
Except, you know what? I'm part of a union. I really don't care to strike. I'm just not that.
Oh, you're not that.
I'm not that union person. But anyway, but I'm not disrespecting them. I'm just saying, it started May 15th, 1919, and it actually lasted until June 25th. So probably by the time we started profiling it, and
it'll be over.
Our episodes will be landing about June 25th.
Wow, that's crazy.
What was that?
Oh, it's so ladylike.
Better the attic than the cellar.
Down.
Yeah. The strike crippled the city as people from all walks of life joined forces. Frustrated by unemployment, inflation, poor working conditions, and regional disparities after the First World War, workers from across the country soon joined in with their own solidarity strikes. Although the strikers were mainly peaceful and orderly, the reaction of the employers, city council, and the government was aggressive. This aggression led to the Royal Northwest Mounted Police, aka the RCMP, attacking gathering strikers on Saturday, June 21st, 1919, at the Main Street and William Avenue location.
Wow. Bloody Saturday.
Bloody Saturday.
Shut up.
Yeah. Wow. It's when 2 protesters were killed, 30 were wounded, and many arrested. Fearing further violence, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Strike leaders called for the strike to end. Workers won little with the strike, with many having no job to return to and waiting another 20 years before collective bargaining was recognized in Canada. I know, at that point it's like, was it really worth it?
That's
bad. I know, but it had to start somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 100 years later, Heritage Winnipeg believes it is a fitting opportunity to promote public awareness of the people and the sacrifices that they made to improve working conditions for everyone. Mm-hmm. It says this article is the first in a series of guest posts. Because again, I got from the blog spot.
Right. Mm-hmm.
To continue on, there were two very visible events that fed, I'm just making up words where I want, the view that the Winnipeg 1919 strike was a political revolt, not merely a union protest. Mm-hmm. But, it's funny because I did read some research on this and stuff, and it's almost like it was a smear campaign because the general population that were undetermined, they weren't deciding whether yet, is this for real? They're kind of on the fence and they're fearing for their own jobs and livelihood and their family and stuff.
Bullshit, right?
So so basically the powers that be intervene and they're like, they're communists, and they kind of gave the impression that no, you can't back those people because you know what, they're going to lead us into war again because it's fear mongering, right?
Sure. Yeah. Especially when you're impoverished at that
time. Well,
and
especially you're just getting out of one war, and then they blame it on the Russians.
Back to nothing, right?
Yeah, but they blame it on the Russians because everybody hates the Russians at that point.
Everyone hates everybody,
of course. Mm-hmm. So again, the strike was a political revolt, not merely a union protest. One was an important one, and that was December 22nd, an 1918 meeting at the Walker Theatre, which is now the Burt and Cummings Theatre at 364 Smith Street. And that was organized by the Winnipeg Trades and Labour Council and the Socialist Party of Canada. So that's probably didn't help very much. That didn't
help at all there.
They had good intentions, however, no.
Socialism.
That's right. It is thought that this meeting at the Walker Theatre was the catalyst to set up the infamous Winnipeg General Strike of 1919. It was dedicated to the purpose of finding no good at all in the government. The meeting was...
Is there ever any good at all in the government?
Oh, no.
Let's be honest.
The government. They're fine.
They're angels, yeah.
They take half of my income in income tax, but that's okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I won't get more into that. I'll just leave right there.
We could go on forever about that.
No. The meeting was planned long before the workers realized that the Trades and Labour Congress officers were impotent in the matter of securing...
Impotent? Or important?
If you're going to be impotent, you might as well look important. So you wear a tux. In the matter of securing from the government redress of the grievances complained of, and were determined that the voice of the protest should be heard. Okay. And it says here there were two likely... Okay, I got that part there. So the 1,700 workers at the meeting were protesting the use of orders in council, and it says in brackets, Dominion Cabinet orders, to deal with issues they believed Parliament should have responsibility for. They believed orders in council were undemocratic in suppressing union action, limiting freedom of the press, and curtailing political party activity. The meeting was also a protest against the continued imprisonment of political prisoners. They're getting they're crossing that line, I think.
There you go.
And sending military forces to fight the revolutionary government of Russia. Yeah.
To strike.
I know.
Politics,
good intentions, but
given
what they're coming out of at that time, Anyway.
Yeah.
The meeting endorsed a resolution, copied from a similar Toronto meeting, that conditions in the country do not and never have warranted such an unjustifiable interference with the liberties of the people. That's a lot of big words.
That is a lot of big words.
It is.
And
Thank you. Golf clap. Okay. We view with apprehension the introduction of autocratic methods and the increasing tendency of a few men to usurp the prerogatives of the people, which are alone vested in their elected representatives. That was the Defense Committee.
Good for you, Defense Committee. That was very complicated.
See, now this is where it intertwines with some really interesting, notable people in the city. So there you have the Methodist minister, William Evans, a speaker at the December 22nd, 1918 meeting at the Walker Theatre. Mm-hmm. And he called for the freedom of political prisoners from the First World War. Which makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And then another speaker was Robert Boyd Russell. Yeah. R.B. Russell. Mm-hmm. December, again, at the Walker Theatre. A heated discussion took place on a resolution criticizing the Dominion government's use of this form of executive regulation, whereas we, in Canada have the form of representation